Hey, Reagan.
Hey Bobby, what's up?
Oh, I just finished watching the Saturday church service online and felt like seeing what you were up to.
Cool, cool. Well, I've been getting ready for next month's videos and lessons, so coming up with the themes and topics for each week.
Oh, cool. I guess I didn't even realize each week's topics were connected like that. So, what's this month's theme?
Well, we spent the first half of this month talking about what it means to treat people with kindness, forgiving others, always being kind, and a lot of the examples that we've talked about have been supporting people when things are going well for them. But what about when things aren't going super well?
What do you mean?
Well, today we're going to talk about ways we can support each other and ourselves when we're having a hard time. Sometimes our feelings can get really, really big, and sometimes they feel like they're not going to go away. And when that happens, it can be really hard to know how to deal with those big feelings. Have you ever felt like your feelings were getting really big and you didn't really know what to do?
Yeah, definitely. Like, sometimes in school, it's really hard for me to understand what I'm reading. And sometimes even just reading is hard. And then when everyone else can do it and I can't, I just get really sad or mad. I don't really know how I feel. It just feels really big and kind of overwhelming.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Bobby. And it makes sense that you'd feel down when you see other kids doing something that can be difficult for you to do. I wonder what usually happens when you feel like that.
Um, I guess it depends. Like, sometimes I just kind of push it down and can forget about it. Other times the feelings just get so big that I get really mad. I don't really want to be mad. It's just that sometimes I can't help it.
I hear you, Bobby. Sometimes when we have really big emotions like that, it can be hard to sort through them. And you're definitely not alone in that. And actually, how you explained it sounds a lot like a feelings volcano.
A
A
what?
feelings volcano. Here, I'll show you. Sometimes our feelings can be overwhelming and even confusing. When we go through certain things or have certain feelings, we might not know how to handle it. So, let's talk about it. Let's say you're having a good day. You wake up and have breakfast, you get an A+ on your homework, and you get to pick the teams for the football game at recess. All of those things help you to have good feelings. You might feel happy, or thankful, or excited. When you have those feelings, they all get put into your feelings volcano. These feelings are like the smoke or steam that comes out of a volcano. It can affect all the other parts of your day in a pretty calm way, like when you're at home, or at school, or with your friends. These feelings can help you to continue to have a good day. But what about the not so good feelings? Maybe you woke up late and didn't get to have breakfast, so you're feeling a little mad. Then you got to school and didn't do as well on your homework as you hoped, so you're disappointed. Then at recess, you were picked last to be on the team, so you start feeling a little sad too. These not so good feelings all go into your feelings volcano too. But something that happens to a lot of us is that when we have those not so good feelings, we aren't sure how to handle them because these types of feelings are different from the good feelings. So we start piling those feelings on top of each other, and on top of each other, and on top of each other. Our feelings volcano gets filled to the very, very top and eventually erupts. When that happens, the lava can get everywhere. It can get all over being at home, all over school, all over the time you spend with your friends. It affects everything we do, just like the good feelings. Except with the not so good feelings, it can be a lot quicker and a lot stronger. When our good feelings affect school, it can help us to continue to have a good day. But when our not so good feelings affect school, it could look like not being able to focus because we're still feeling bad about something that happened at recess. Or maybe you are accidentally mean to somebody because you're still kind of angry about how you did on your homework. Your feelings affect your whole day, whether they're good or not so good feelings. It's normal to have those good feelings, and it's completely normal to have those not so good feelings too. It's important to think and talk about our feelings with people. We can try to come up with some ways of calming down when our feelings volcano is getting close to erupting. No matter what they are, your feelings matter. And that's the feelings volcano.
Wow, that actually made a lot of sense.
It can be hard sometimes to sort through all of our feelings, and it can be really difficult figuring out how to deal with them. Earlier, you said your mom helps you calm down sometimes. What does she do?
Well, she helps me do some breathing exercises to slow my breath down and help my brain focus.
That's really cool, Bobby. Would you mind showing me what that looks like?
Sure, so this is called box beats. What you do is you beat your hand in a square on your chest like this. And while you do it, you breathe in for one box, then out for one box like this. We usually do this for a minute or two until I've calmed down and can talk about how I'm feeling with my mom.
Wow, that is really, really cool, Bobby. I'm so glad that you have something that works for you to help you calm down.
Me too. We have to try a few different exercises before finding one that works for me, but then once we did, it really has been helpful for me.
What are some of the other things that you tried?
Well, there are a lot of different breathing exercises, but there's also these things called grounding exercises.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of grounding exercises. There's something you can do to help you sort of take your mind off of how you're feeling for a little bit and focus on your surroundings. And it can help you to feel a little grounded, and they're helpful for me when I'm feeling panicky or anxious about something.
Do you have one that you like to do?
Yeah, I like to do something that's called Sense Threes. It's kind of hard to explain, might be easier if we just walk through it. Would that be all right?
Definitely.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to give you a few prompts, questions, and you just respond with the first thing that comes to your mind, all right? Sound good? Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so can you name something that you can see?
Okay, I see you.
Great. Now, can you name something that you can hear?
Sure. I hear the TV in the other room.
Perfect. Now, can you name something that you can feel?
All right. I can feel my shirt around my neck.
Awesome. Now, when I do these, I go through that list, name something I can see, hear, and feel about 3 times, and it gives my brain a chance to just slow down and calm down for a minute.
That's very cool, Reagan. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby. So we've kind of talked about taking care of ourselves when we're having a difficult time, and I wonder, how might we be able to use what we've talked about to help others when we see them having a difficult time with their feelings or emotions?
Maybe we could offer to try one of those exercises with them?
That's a great idea. It is important to remember that just because something works for us doesn't mean it's a perfect fit for somebody else.
That's true. Sometimes people don't need to do an exercise like me. Sometimes they just want a friend to sit with them while they calm themselves down. Or maybe you could help them by telling an adult that they're struggling and could use some help to sort through their feelings.
Those are all really great examples, Bobby. They're great ideas on how we might be able to help our friends or our family members or classmates when they're having some really big feelings.
Wow, thanks so much for talking about this with me, Reagan.
Of course, Bobby. These types of conversations are super important to have. And I'll be honest, it can be really hard asking for help when we're struggling, especially with our feelings. And sometimes it can make us feel really alone, like nobody else has to deal with these kinds of things but us. But that's not the case. A lot of people, both kids and adults, struggle with sorting through their feelings and figuring out how to handle their really big feelings.
That's very true. It can feel really lonely, especially because a lot of times the feelings you're dealing with are all on the inside. People can't see inside your brain to know that you're having a hard time.
Exactly. And that's why it's really important to talk to your parents or your friends or a teacher to share how you're feeling with them and let them help you when you need it, and to be the friend that helps when somebody else needs help with it too.
So our question today is actually more of a discussion prompt than a question.
Right. So after our video ends, spend some time talking with each other about times when you might feel overwhelmed or when your feelings are really close to the top of your feelings volcano.
Maybe you could share some of the things you've done to help yourself calm down.
Or you could talk about ways you might want to try with each other the next time you're having a hard time.
In the description of the video, we're going to put a few links to some resources on dealing with those big emotions, some different exercises you can try, and some ways to talk about mental health with your kids.
We hope you all have great conversations. If there's anything you have questions about, you want to talk about, you can always reach out to me, email me, or call me, and I'm happy to talk about some of these different things with you. Have some great conversations, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!